walk this earth like a god.
You scared? What? You scared? What? You scared? What? Kicking in the door, I make the bitches hit the floor for keys. Yeah.
Travis got it here, and I'm back with some more boxing. I know this video is titled Danny Garcia, but it's really kind of related to a lot of different things that's going on in the sport of boxing. So I'm going to use Danny Garcia as my example because, you know, a lot of people was talking a lot of shit, and a lot of people don't know what the fuck they talking about. Now, a lot of people view Danny Garcia as a cherry picker, right? And they say he's ducking certain fights. You know, I've had somebody tell me that Danny Garcia is ducking Errol Spence. Now, I guess you can kind of twist it up and say, hey, yeah, he should fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a name, you know, he's making a name for himself, and why not, right? But that's not how the sport works. If you tell me that Danny Garcia is ducking Errol Spence, I can tell you that you don't know anything about boxing. Okay, man. Now, let's stick to this example, right? Danny Garcia ducking Errol Spence. Now, Errol Spence is looking really good out here, right? He knocked out Bundu, who Keith Thurman went the distance with. He knocked out Algieri, who Pacquiao went the distance with. So he's making, you know, statements with these performances. And somebody was like, man, Danny Garcia is ducking that fight, man. He don't want to fight no Errol Spence. I was like, what the fuck is you talking about? Errol Spence is still coming up, but still, he's still like, he should fight him. You know, it'd be a good fight. Now, yeah, you know, of course, I would like to see the best fight the best. Yeah, we all would like to see that, right? But it don't exactly work like that. You see, you got fighters. Well, I think Errol Spence got over 20 fights now, but he hasn't ever been in any big fights. I guess you could argue the Algieri one, it had some thousands of people there. You know, not too many thousands, just like the Bundu fight. But Danny Garcia has been in numerous big fights, which, you know, like 13,000 people there. He can sell out in L.A. and Barclays and other places if he fight there. So, if you're telling me that Danny Garcia is ducking a fighter who isn't a draw yet, then you don't know shit about boxing. You see, like a lot of these people, like, man, you know, I didn't even want to talk about the Danny Garcia and the Berto shit because, you know, I see both sides. Now, the bottom line is the winner of the Victor Ortiz versus Andre Berto rematch was supposed to get a crack at Danny Garcia. That was supposed to have been the deal. So I expected Danny Garcia to go through with that fight. Andre Berto was pissed off that he didn't get a fight. Danny Garcia ain't really talking about boxing too much. You know, you don't even really see too many statements from him. And then, you know, people criticize the opponents that Danny Garcia choose to fight. Like, I think John Molina Jr. was rumored to be a possible opponent for Danny Garcia. And Sam Eggington or something from the UK was also a rumored opponent for Danny Garcia. Now, guess what? Danny Garcia can fight John Molina Jr., which is an obvious mismatch. Danny Garcia is going to outclass him, might even stop him. But if he don't stop him, then it's going to be like a clear-cut unanimous decision in Danny Garcia's favor, right? Danny Garcia can sell that fight out. He can sell it out. With no disrespect to Andre Berto, but can Andre Berto sell 12, 13,000 tickets to a John Molina Jr. fight? He can't do it. So, you know, a lot of these fighters, they want fights and shit, but they really need to build their own name up. You know, they need to build their brand. You see, Danny Garcia could fight whoever the fuck he want to fight and sell out. You know, selling tickets isn't a problem. And he could fight whoever he want to fight. All of these fighters, you know what I'm saying, chasing him around the country, begging for a fight. You know, they need to build their name up to the point where they could fight anybody and sell tickets, like Adrian Broner. You know, at this point, it's understood that, you know, Adrian Broner, if he take the wrong fight, he could lose, right? He's lost twice. But no matter who he fights, he could still sell a lot of fucking tickets. Broner has had like about 7 or 8 straight 7-figure paydays. No matter who he fight, John Molina Jr., Ashley Theopane, Khabib Al-Akbardiv, you name it. Carlos Molina, Emmanuel Taylor, All 7-figure paydays. All selling a shitload of tickets. He built his name up. You see what I'm saying? Where he could fight anybody. Y'all could talk shit about his opponents, but he's still selling tickets. This is business, man. Yeah, the best should fight the best. But this is business at the end of the day. And Danny Garcia, look, man, if he can make $1.5 million fighting John Molina Jr., and if he fight Berto, all he's gonna make is 1.5, then why would he take the harder fight? When he could go and fight John Molina Jr. I mean, it's really, I mean, I ain't trying to excuse ducking, but at the same time, it's not really ducking. Like, you got people saying that, like, big draws, people that's generating 2.5 million viewers and 13,000 tickets sold per fight. You saying that this fighter is ducking a fighter who could only sell 2,000 or 3,000 tickets per fight. See what I'm saying? Like Errol Spence or 4,000, whatever. It's ridiculous. It's business, man. You can look at all of these fighters, all of these fights. If we we could talk about Triple G and Canelo all day, but at the same time, Triple G, he got 843,000 viewers on HBO for his fight. Canelo got 18 million in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Canelo sold 250,000 pay-per-view buys. I think it's more like 300,000, but I'm just going with the lower end number. That was $16 million in pay-per-view revenue. Triple G, with the help of Eddie Hearn and Kell Brooks, sold 500,000, but at $22 a pop, it was only $11 million in revenue. Not to mention the 51,000 tickets Canelo sold compared to the 19,000 Triple G sold. So, when somebody's offering you, I'm going to pay you $10 million plus upside, he should take it. He should take it. You don't deserve no percentage of, like, my Mexican TV shit. You don't. And I don't really deserve a percentage of your Kazakhstan shit. So many examples I can give y'all, man. It's like, who's this dude? Boo Boo Andre. Demetrius Andre. Some people saying that Canelo's ducking him. Like, where the fuck has he been at? Wasn't he inactive? Wasn't Boo Boo inactive because he was trying to sue Jay-Z? He probably lost. You know what I'm saying? Most likely. And now he's back to fight. You've been inactive. What, you had like one fight? Maybe two. I don't know. But I'm thinking one. But you was inactive for years. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sue your promoter. And now you back trying to fight. Ain't nobody ducking you. You ain't shit. With all due respect, he's a great fighter. He is a great fighter. And that'll be a hell of a fight for Canelo. Don't get me wrong. But you have to, like, work yourself up. You can't just, ain't nobody about to give shit to you. If that was the case, Keith Thurman would have fought Errol Spence. Keith Thurman had every reason to not fight Errol Spence, but he was just doing all of that talking. His reasoning for not fighting Errol Spence was pretty valid, right? Keith Thurman worked himself up. Errol Spence hadn't fought nobody. It wasn't no Algieri, no motherfucking Bundu, who is in the name, but, Keith Thurman kind of made Bundu a name. And Errol Spence looked more impressive in that fight. But, it's kind of hard to say that, Keith Thurman was ducking Errol Spence when Errol Spence was a prospect, a nobody, basically. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the sport of boxing. And then it was some motherfucker, I don't know if it was Tevin Farmer or some shit. I don't know if he's a lightweight. It was some random motherfucker that, and people were saying like Broner is ducking or Bartholomew or some shit. Who the fuck? Where the fuck these people come from? And then people were saying like, oh, Broner is ducking this guy. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody even know who this dude is, where he came from. What is you saying? What the fuck? I mean, if that's the case, yo, let me call out Broner. If Broner don't want to fight me, he ducking me. I don't deserve that fight. I ain't sold 0 tickets. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sold shit. But if Broner don't fight me, he ducking. This motherfuckers is like 10-0. That's for all bums trying to work their way up. If they call out a known fighter, a big name, if that big name don't fight them, then they ducking them. A lot of y'all motherfuckers need to learn the business side of boxing. I know it sucks. You know what I'm saying? That we don't always get the fights that we want to see. But, it is business at the end of the day. It might be bad business in some cases, crooked business. Sometimes it might piss you off. Some of these negotiations piss me the fuck off. And then the fanboys piss me off even more because they excuse a bunch of bullshit. You got to look at it from both sides, man. And when fighters do things, they take chances where they didn't have to take it for the money involved. I ain't got nothing but the utmost respect for them. Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman are perfect examples. Keith Thurman made $1.4 million to fight Sean Porter. He made 1.5 to fight Robert Guerrero. And the Sean Porter fight was a far tougher fight for Keith Thurman. But he took that fight for less money to prove that, he has heart. Terrence Crawford only made like 1.3 million to fight Victor Postal. But he only made like 1.2 million to fight Hank Lundy in a far easier fight. And Victor Postal was supposed to be a dangerous opponent. Terrence Crawford outclassed him, but still going into that fight, we didn't know how it was going to play out. He took that fight and he only got paid $100,000 more than the Hank Lundy fight. So you got to look at that shit, man, and you got to salute those fighters for taking those chances. Like, fuck the money. I'm gonna prove that I got heart. I'm gonna go into this fight like a G. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no fear of nobody. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, like, that shit don't really, that don't normally happen. Most time it's always a bunch of bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? And like, I understand the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I understand the game. I just don't like it. But that don't mean that I don't understand it. So before you say a fighter is ducking a fighter, you gotta know these fighters' numbers and shit. You gotta be in their pockets. You got to. Because some people would be like, man, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I just want to see the fight. Well, like, how could you see the fight? This is what's stopping the fight. What you mean? You don't care about this shit? Okay, well then shit, shut the fuck up. You got to know. Like, let's say Berto, I ain't been keeping track of his numbers. I know he made like 4 million against Floyd, like maybe 700 some thousand against Ortiz or whatever. But let's just forget about his real numbers, okay? He won the Danny Garcia fight. Let's just say Berto has been he made like 500,000 for his last 3 fights. Speaking figuratively, okay? And Danny Garcia's like, look, man, you made 500,000 your last 3 fights. I'll give you like 650,000 for that fight. And Berto was like, hold up, man. Damn, can I, this is going to be a bigger fight than those last 3 fights that I had. So can I get more money than that? Was like, well, you don't get paid that much, man. And without me, it's not going to be no big fight, period. So I'm trying to offer you more money than you ever made before. So you can take it and you can get your highest payday, or you can leave it and I can move on and I'll still make the same type of payday that I was going to make, period, without you. And then, some people would be like, oh, Danny Garcia's ducking. You know what I'm saying? But is Berto pricing himself out? You already being offered more than what you used to getting paid. I mean, it's something to think about, man. And then people use bias with their different fighters. You know what I'm saying? They always flip the shit so they can defend a fighter that they like. Now, let's take some real life examples, right? Now, Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner was in negotiations for a fight. And they offered Adrian Broner $4 million. And Adrian Broner has never made $4 million before. I think his highest payday was like $1.75 million against Maidana or something like that. I don't even think he hit $2 million yet. Now, when I said, look, he do deserve to get paid. Yeah, he deserved to get paid for that fight because that's going to be a big fight. Broner's going to sell the hell out of that fight. And Bradley got paid $4 million for the third Pacquiao fight, which wasn't expected to sell. And Broner should get paid. Yeah, if he wants $10 million, they got that money there because that fight isn't going to sell just 400,000 pay-per-view buys. That's a really big fight. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's going to want to see what Lil Bro is going to do against Pacquiao. I don't know about the $10 million part, but I think he should get paid more than what Bradley got paid. People jump down my throat. You can look it up. You can look up the video. It's about as many dislikes as there are likes. Because I defended Broner saying that he deserves more money. Fast forward to Triple G and Canelo. Triple G is offered twice as big as payday. You got $5 million for Kell Brook. And you offered $10 million with motherfucking Canelo. And then they defend Triple G turning that money down. But they attacked Broner turning that money down. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't even argue with boxing fans no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you agree with me, you agree with me. If not, then, you know, that's your opinion. Everybody has the right to have their own opinion. But I'm not about to be running in circles with you motherfuckers who always going to defend your guy. It's like, no matter if I come with facts, I tell the truth. It's like motherfuckers is still, they going to defend their guy no matter what. It's a waste of fucking time. Boxing channels is biased. They don't give a fuck. They gonna defend their guy no matter what. Boxing fans is biased. They gonna defend their guy no matter what. What the fuck is the point? So I just come on here, try to keep it as real as possible, tell y'all how I feel about this shit, and then I keep it moving, man. Because y'all same motherfuckers that attack me for saying that Broner deserves more money with Pacquiao, y'all motherfuckers defending Triple G not taking twice his highest payday for Canelo. It's ridiculous, man. So like I said before, man, at the end of the day, you know, before y'all start saying that fighters is ducking, you know, you got to know these motherfuckers' numbers. You know what I'm saying? So you can be able to judge for yourself. You know, regardless, like, we didn't get the fight. You know what I'm saying? Say if we want this fight, we want to see so-and-so fight so-and-so. Okay, the fight didn't happen, but you still want to know who's ducking that fight. You know what I'm saying? In order to know that, you got to know these motherfuckers' numbers, man, before you can make your decision. Otherwise, you'll never know who's at fault for a fight not being made. I'm Travis Gotti. Thank you for tuning in to Travis Gotti Boxing. Subscribe.
I gotta quit fucking with you. I gotta quit fucking with you.